packet, clear up any questions, answers. I know some of you are like, what the heck am I getting myself into this Saturday in the best way possible? So that is what we'll run through on this one. Let me let the last person in. And then for those that don't know me, my name is Kelsey Lensman. I am the crazy founder of Expand Your Limits that really like challenging women just outside of their comfort zone. And that is exactly what this weekend's going to be. It is something that, Tiff, you've never done something like this before? Oh, baby. It'll be good. This is a team like collective effort. It's different than like trying to go for first place. It's going to test you not just physically, but it's going to be more mentally than anything in the best way possible. So I'm so excited to have you all a part of it. And before I dive on in, just so you know, the roadmap for today is number one, we'll just intro exactly what it is. Number two, I'll go over the structure of the day, super simple. Number three, we'll talk through what to bring. Number four, any tips. And then last but not least, any question and answer for it too. Okay. But before I dig in, and I better see something in chat, what are you most excited for this weekend? Go ahead, put it in the chat. What are you most excited for this weekend? Because you're doing the dang thing. One thing you're most excited for, mental challenge. Ooh, love it. Mental challenge, see what I'm capable of. Good, 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 good. All right, I'm gonna flip it on y'all. Thing that you're most nervous about, or you could also sub the word nervous for hesitant for. Like, ooh, this is the one thing that I'm questioning. One thing you're most nervous for, or one thing you're questioning the most. The amount of time. Kara, I hate to break it to you, baby. It's a 4-hour block. I already have that for you, girl. Good. Most nervous for. And 4 hours can be a long time or a really short time. I will tell you that. And before I dig into, I did it's not going to be similar to what I did, but I did one a couple years back that was 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. And if y'all do the math on that, that's 12 hours. It was the longest 12 hours of my life because it was also freezing in Cleveland, Ohio. So if I tell you anything, it's going to be way better than my 12-hour excursion in Cleveland, Ohio in December. Okay. So just to briefly touch over, I know many of you know this about our mission here is our goal at Expand Your Limits is to challenge you outside of your comfort zone. And I love this visual. I am a visual human. Love it, Mark, where our comfort zone is like this red circle, right? A lot of times when people step out of that comfort zone, they have doubt, they have fear, they have hesitation. As soon as they keep persisting out of that fear zone, it is the wait, I'm really not good at the thing that I'm doing. A lot of you will be faced this weekend where, oh, I'm not really good at the thing that they're asking me for. And the goal with this, which every single one of you will have to persist through this, is to get to the growth zone. And you think, well, shoot, if I just did that crazy Navy SEAL 4-hour event, what else can I do that I might not think that I can do? And so that's our goal here. That's our focus. And this weekend's going to be a really cool one of bringing everybody together for that. Okay. So to show y'all the structure of the day, really simple, is first, and I know it's early, but I promise you, you'll be grateful as you still have the rest of your day, is we're going to report time at 7:30 a.m. Okay. That gives us 30 minutes to check in, prep your gear, and get ready. So that's just our time to really make sure we have all the things. What are we missing? What are we not missing? And go there. By 8 a.m., his name's Cadre Andy. He's a great human, but he's going to expect us in our little formation at 8 a.m. with all of our stuff ready to roll. So I tell you that to say none of us should be rolling in at 7:59. We want to be there 7:30, 7:45, absolute latest. Get your gear stuff, be ready by 8 a.m. to roll. Okay. This event will go from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Like I said, it is 4 hours. It might feel that's like a long time, but to be honest with you, I just did a 4-hour one a couple months back. It goes pretty fast when you reflect back on it. So we should be good there. And then after that, depending if you guys all head back home, great. For those that are local or do want to stay, we'll get food after, depending if we want to shower, we can get food and just honestly chill and be able to decompress after the day. Because if there's one thing that I know, y'all are going to have stories after this day. That is the number one fact that is not an opinion, but is going to be a fact after that one. So 7:30 a.m. report time. 8 to 12 p.m. actual event time. If you want to rock and roll after, you're more than welcome to, but we will grab food and or get showers after if you need it there. Okay. Any questions about structure of the day besides what you're actually going to be doing in the event? Because I'm not going to answer that. You're like, dang it, Tiff. All good? Okay. Next is what to bring. This is a question that I got quite frequently, as it's different stuff than normally you either might have or that you think to go to an event. So first thing here is a backpack or a rucksack. That is, guys, basically the same thing. It's just you have a backpack that you can put weights in. Okay. If you are under 160 pounds, your weight will be 20 pounds. If you are over 160, your weight will be 30 pounds. With this weight, because this is what I got questioned a lot, you can use sandbags. My first ever event, I taped bricks together because I had no idea what to do. Y'all can tape bricks together. You can do dumbbells. You can do actual ruck plates. If you have them for your weight vest, you can do ruck plates. One girl asked me, hey, can I wear my weight vest? And I said, yeah, you're more than welcome to. However, you also want a place where you can put water and the medication. If you need a medication or photo ID, you need somewhere to also hold that stuff. So I would recommend a backpack over an actual weight vest. Okay. Like I said, if you do use sandbags, dumbbells, tape bricks, something to weight it, make sure you put you want that weight high on your back, as high as you can. So what I like to do is I like to put towels underneath in my backpack just so that weight sits up a little bit higher. When it sits up higher, it doesn't pull you back as much, so you're able to have it be in a better proportion with your body. Okay. Any questions about backpack or weights in rucks? Good. Love it. Okay, other requirements is water hydration. 1 liter minimum is required just to make sure we're hydrated. Hydration bladder or a Nalgene bottle, that's something that you can pull together. We can either put it in your mouth or also obviously a Nalgene bottle is as what that is there. Any medication is also a photo ID. So backpack, weight in your rucks, 1 liter minimum with either hydration bladder or a Nalgene bottle, something that you can actually hold the water in, obviously, any medication, and then also a photo ID. Okay. That is what's required. What is recommended, which I'm not even going to I won't let you guys worry about this. We're not going to go in water this weekend because it is going to be freezing. Okay. So take that worry out of there. I do recommend a dry bag, meaning something that you can put your phone in and your ID, any important things, that it will stay dry no matter what hits it. It should not rain on Saturday, but we just like to be safe rather than sorry there. So I still would recommend a dry bag. You can get that on Amazon. I think it's like 10 to 15 bucks. Okay. And also a thing I would recommend is gloves. And y'all might ask what type of gloves. You can use actual like work gloves if you have work gloves. If you just have gloves that you wear like out when it's cold outside, it doesn't necessarily need to be tactical or heavy duty, but just something to cover your fingers because they might get a little bit chilly because it's going to be colder in the morning. Okay. Thirdly is a full change of clothes and or shoes slash you're not going to want to wear flip-flops, but shoes after that event. Supportive footwear during it. I made a massive mistake early last year and when I did a rucking event that I wore my really flat Nobles. Worst ever mistake. It was just not great because after you're having to ruck and also being able to move certain weights around, it will wear and tear a little bit. So make sure you have shoes that you would go run in. That's what you would want to ruck in. Okay. And then outside of that, just food, snacks, electrolytes. It's not going to be too crazy hot. Obviously, it is early March, but make sure we have foods, Cliff Bars. I love the Honey Stinger waffles, trail mix. And then you won't necessarily need electrolytes, but have them just in case. I like the little salt stick chews. If you've seen those little chewables or an element pack, I have so many and we'll also bring them there too. Okay. Questions on requirements or recommendations from what to bring.
Hey Kelsey, can you hear me okay?
Yep, go for it, Joel.
Hey. I'm assuming the weight, 20 pounds, would be just the weight, or would it be the weight of your entire bag plus like if you put towels in there?
Yep, great question, Joel. So that weight is solely dry weight. So what dry weight means is, for example, a 20-pound dumbbell or two 10-pound plates. Any weight outside that is your towels or your water, that doesn't count towards the actual weight. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yep, perfect.
That was the answer that you were not wanting, but you got it anyway.
It was the answer I was assuming.
I know. Yeah, no,
Assume.
that's a great
Um,
question though.
hey, and then from a shoe perspective,
Yeah.
like I'm assuming you wouldn't recommend something like hiking boots or anything. Like you would want to be able to slow jog or run in something.
Yeah, the only reason I wouldn't recommend hiking boots because they're pretty heavy.
Mm.
And that long. We are not going to necessarily be running.
Running.
I
I
mean, I won't put it past him. He's kind of wild sometimes, but I would not think we're going to be running, but I would wear running type of shoes, something that has a decent amount of support, but also isn't crazy heavy that you're going to be walking around for 3 to 4 hours.
Okay, perfect.
Cool. No nobles. No really flat nobles. If I see nobles on your feet, I'm taking them and throwing them because they killed my feet after. Any other
Yeah.
questions?
I know. I'm just. Wait, am I on? Can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Oh, hey. Sorry I was late. Um, bye. I'm curious about the backpack
Mm-hmm.
that we need. Does it have to be like, can I just use an old school one?
Yep.
Why
Yeah,
does it need all the waterproof stuff?
well, I told them before you popped on.
I'm sorry.
No, you're cool. Sometimes, not this time. I let y'all off on it easy. I said, there's one thing that you can't do, and you cannot put them underwater. So you're welcome. So you don't necessarily need it for underwater this time, aim. However, that's just in case it rains or something that happens for the dry bag. But specifically for the backpack, I'll tell you the most ideal world and then what still works. So if you have like a hiking pack that has a hip strap that you can like close that hip strap, that's the most ideal when you ruck, just so that weight can be distributed on your hip. Many of
Mm.
you don't have that, or that's not something that you necessarily have right now. You can use just a regular backpack, but make sure it can withhold that weight in it. Okay.
Okay.
If any of you are local and don't have a backpack that can hold that weight, message me and I have a few extra. Okay.
Hey, Kels, I have a question.
Yep.
Um, for you said earlier that sorry, I was doing volleyball pickup. You said that we could do like a weighted vest, and could we put our backpack over the weighted vest with like the water and everything in it?
Yes, if you want, he'll have you take it on and off at times if we take the backpacks off. So as long as you're cool with taking both of them off, then I'm okay
Okay,
with
yeah.
it.
Okay, sweet.
Yep, good question. Any other questions about what to bring? I know this was one of the most important ones. Good. Okay. All right, let's move. These ones are really general. Obviously, it's a few days up to it. From what I would recommend, it's Tuesday today. I wouldn't do anything crazy Thursday, Friday, but if you want to practice holding that ruck, kind of getting and seeing where that weight is, like I said, the tip of the trade here is put that weight as high on your back as possible. So if you put two towels at the bottom, just make sure it's more on your I would say middle to upper back than really low lower back. Okay. Your, especially traps will thank you later for that. So maybe just kind of see where you like the weight. Walk in that for 15, 20 minutes for there. Continue the normal strength training that you're doing. Whatever training is your normal day to day, you can do that. Just take it a little bit easier. I would say Friday specifically. Jewel, do not do 25 point whatever on Friday. Your body might not thank you for it. And then the day before, you can still train as normal on Thursday. So you should be good to go there. Okay. The other most important thing through this week is just fuel your body pretty well. Don't go into this day really underfueled. Okay. So make sure you have a pretty good breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks on Friday, Thursday, and then go into that morning pretty well fueled as we go into it. Okay. You're cool, Joel. I'm just kidding. It's not gonna be the underworld. Any questions about training now or up to the event and or nutrition? Good. Easy
What
peasy.
would you suggest for breakfast the morning of?
Yeah. Pretend like you're gonna hit a really hard workout. So you want something not really heavy and dense. Like I wouldn't do the most elaborate 5-star meal for breakfast. I would do something like oatmeal. Like I have a protein oatmeal that I really like. You can do a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel as long as that's your body's used to that much food. But you also don't want to go in fasted either. So make sure you get something in your body, even if it's maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours earlier. I know that's a lot earlier when it's 7:30 is that time, but make sure we get that in your body. I would say don't eat too crazy much from 7:15 on, just because, especially if your body isn't used to eating that much food, you don't want it that close to when you're going to be outputting. Okay. So it's a perfect world, eat around 6:30 to 7:15-ish. And then if your body's used to that, be able to go into that event at 8. Okay. Other questions?
Are we getting in water?
I'll give you a short answer. No, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you.
No, it's cold. It's cold. It's cold.
It's too cold.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna make me go into the water in December when I didn't. I was like, hell no, that is not my favorite. Okay. Last you guys, just week of event, like I said, Monday to Wednesday, obviously do exactly what you're doing right now. Thursday, you might go a little bit later in your workout, continue to fuel your body. Friday, you don't necessarily need to take a complete off day, but go a little bit later. Joel, you're fine with a CrossFit workout. Fuel your body, make sure you get enough carbohydrates and protein in and hydrate. If y'all have access to an element packet or a liquid IV, take that on Friday just to make sure electrolytes are also good. And then, Kara, like we talked about Saturday, eat a small breakfast slash food before. That might be fruit, that might be oatmeal, that might be a bagel, something that your body's used to, but can also process pretty easily. Okay. And then what I would bring to that event, you can bring your Cliff bars, Nutri-Grain bars, trail mix. Think of going on a hike. You want foods that you would go on a hike with. Cool. All right. And then just day of event, things to think about is I would that Friday night pack all your items. Do not wait until last minute Saturday morning to pack them. So make sure you have everything out. You have your pack, you have what you need specifically in that pack and food. That is all on Friday night. Make sure you have that food or whatever you're going to eat before that day, ready to go on Saturday morning. Hydrate. And then obviously during the event, we will have extra water, we will have extra fuel, but you make sure you also bring that water and water bottle there. And then post event, you will sleep like a baby. I will tell you that much. Okay. Any questions on day of event?
I do, and it's a funny question. Will there be bathroom breaks?
Decently. He has a specific route planned.
Okay.
Decent, pending that they're open. Okay.
Oh,
We will
solid.
be around public things. So if we need to pop in, pop out, we can. But make sure, try to go to the bathroom before that.
Well,
Okay.
just having 3 kids,
Oh yeah,
there's
girl, and a ruck on
yeah,
you.
yeah, you know.
Yeah, no, we should
Uh,
get. And real quick, before where we're meeting, I am 99.9% sure there are not bathrooms where we're meeting. So make sure just you kind of go that last little pee, the nervous pee before you leave your house too.
we have one not far from there too, Kels. We at Josh's work if we
Oh,
need to
beautiful.
make
Cool.
a pit stop if might be a little uncomfortable, but
Me too. No, that's a good question. Any other questions about day of event, guys? Pretty good. All right, last two. We're not going to dig into this tonight, but what I really do encourage you is, like I said, this one, yes, it's going to be physical. You will have takeaways that you will apply going from Saturday on in your life. I know it because these events are just impactful in a different way. So take a little moment before Saturday and think about what is one fear, and I would write this down, to be honest with you. What is one fear slash limiting belief that I have going into this event? I was just listening to a podcast and it was amazing. It was said, what is one lie that I'm believing about myself? I was like, oh, if I really take time to sit with that, that's a good one. So I would think through that. Number two is what is one thing I want to get out of this event? And then last but not least, number three, really lean into this. What is one phrase I'm going to stick to when adversity hits. I will tell you that little voice in your head that I call it, some kind of people call it their little bitch voice. It'll be loud on Saturday at some points. So, what is one phrase that you're going to fall back on when that adversity hits? Okay. And then post event, we have 3 questions to think through is what is one big takeaway slash lesson from that event? You will have a really solid one. He's also great in leading those mindset tips. Number 2, when I was faced with adversity, how did I respond? And then number 3, what am I going to do differently moving forward after this event? Okay, take a moment pre and then take a moment post. And then last but not least, we talk about 3 rules, whether you're part of our strength events or what's going to be endurance events or these ones is number 1, you will, and we all have that voice in the back of our brain. Your goal is to beat that voice. Okay, it's going to think, man, I can't do this. Man, I want to give up. Oh, if I could get there faster. Your goal is to beat that voice. It no longer has hold on you. Number 2 is play all out. There's about 12 to 15 of us. We are going to work collectively as a team that day. Okay. So when you are feeling tired or you're feeling like you can't, I want you to look at the other 12 to 15 people and say, I might not be able to go for me, but I can go for them. Okay. The goal is to play all out on Saturday. And then number 3, this is non-negotiable, is we will support the heck out of each other. We're going to have to lean on each other when it gets a little bit challenging. We're going to have to lean on each other when it's cold and we want to go inside. But that's the beauty of what we can do is pull each other up or also tear each other down. And we're going to choose the first one. Okay. Any additional questions about prep up to Saturday in general, or after that day? Kara, what should we wear? I would say it's going to be. I checked the weather. There's a high of 46, which isn't that warm. I would wear leggings. I personally would not wear 2 pairs just because you will get hot. And then I would wear layers. Okay, they talk a lot about when you're running or you're hiking, you want layers that you can take off. So I'll probably have a base layer of either a really thin long sleeve or even a t-shirt. And then I'll probably put another, just like a jacket like I'm wearing here, and then a light jacket over top of it. Like I said, you want easy layers to take off and also nothing too crazy heavy because you will carry that the whole time, with also being mindful of the weather. So I'd say probably 2 to 3 different layers. A light jacket might also help. And then personally, I'm going to bring gloves. I would highly recommend gloves too. Other questions, crew? Kara good? Aim good? Joel's good? Haley good? Tiff good? Morgan good? I do not know who my 330-819 number is, but that's my hometown. So I'm coming home. All right, crew. If y'all have any, what do you say?
Sorry, Kelsey.
Yeah,
Random question. Anything we need to think about from a parking perspective or anything we should know?
No, there's so much parking back there. You'll
Okay.
see where that address is. I mean, if you can't find a parking spot, I think there's a bigger issue. You're probably not at the right place. So,
Okay.
yeah, there should be a lot of parking, Jules, especially at that time. And you won't need to pay for parking. All that's free back there too.
Perfect. Okay.
Even better. All right, crew. Y'all got my number. Text me if you need me. All right. Well, once again, fill out those 3 questions and we're going to have a good time. I know you're like, what the heck did I sign up for? But I'm telling you, if there's one thing you take away from these days is they are memorable and you will have stories to tell. And we're going to be sitting at lunch and be like, what did we just do in the best way possible? So get ready for a memorable day on Saturday. Okay. Love y'all. Have a good rest of your week.
Okay. Thank
You too.
you.
Thanks, Kels.
Yep. Bye, guys.